Captain Miller.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jim Miller, and I'm a Valley boy. I grew up here, born in St. Joseph's in Burbank, grew up in Van Nuys. I currently live in Granada Hills. I'm married, I have 2 adult children. My daughter lives in Van Nuys, and she teaches school out in Winnetka. She's got a much tougher job than I do. She teaches 8th grade math. And I have a son who's 25. He lives up in Tahunga, and he's following in my footsteps. He's a police officer. He's got just over 3 years on the job, and he's working down in South LA in the 77th Street Division. So it's a great place, and it's a great job. And he loves it. I love talking to him about it. Just a quick update on what's happening in the crime picture. We're still looking good this year. We're down about 4.5% in our Part 1 crimes. Those are our serious violent crimes: rape, robbery, murder, aggravated assaults, burglaries, car thefts, personal thefts, things like that. So this is a continuation of a 5-year trend, downward trend in crime. And I'm very, very pleased that we're doing it. And it's because of our interaction with the community. You guys are our eyes and ears, and we'll go take the action, but if people aren't calling us, telling us what's going on, we don't know about it. There is one crime problem that I want to make sure everybody's aware of. Actually, there's a couple in this area. The big one that we're suffering right now is that we're having a lot of daytime burglaries. These are usually 2 male blacks that are committing the burglaries when nobody's home. They've been seen several times, and the predominant area that they're hitting is basically between Ventura Boulevard and around Magnolia. And they'll go and hit 2 or 3 houses in a row. So if you see some unusual people in the neighborhood, somebody you don't recognize, they seem to be going door to door, if you can give us a license number, a good description of the vehicle, that's what we need from you. We need you to call us right away when you see that. Even if you don't see them break in, but you think there's something suspicious, give a call to 911. This is a 911 type call. The other crime problem that we have in the area, and this is in the early morning hours, is the burglary, theft, and motor vehicle problem. And I know that George Aguilar has talked to you a lot about it. He started his Leave It or Lose It program to get out the word. We took down a receiver about a month ago that had over 1,000 items of stolen property, stolen from all over the southern end of the San Fernando Valley. He had a large number of golf clubs, complete bags, the whole sets of clubs, and some really high-end stuff. He had an amazing number of computers. He had high-end cameras, iPods, GPSs, and these were all things that had been left in people's cars. He hadn't stolen them, somebody else stole them and gave them to him. He was trying to move them on eBay and was putting them up on eBay to sell them, and that's part of how we caught him, was that some of the stuff he was selling we could identify as stolen property up front. So I just ask that you all pay attention to what you leave in your cars and make sure that it's out of sight. Because somebody walking by, you would never think to leave a $20 bill laying on the front seat of your car. You know somebody would break in to grab it. But you leave a dozen CDs up on your sun visor, those are worth $5 to $7 a piece. And if there's 12 of them up there, there's $60 right there that a crook can steal. So make sure you're not leaving things like that inside where people will take it. Other than that, I think things are going really well in Van Nuys. There are a couple of things I did want to mention. One, we're running a boot camp for at-risk kids. This is a new program. It's being funded through a grant from the Police Foundation. We have almost 100 kids in this program, and it's been a super success. It's a 10-week program on Saturdays with our officers being the drill instructors. We have school counselors there to work with the kids. The parents are going to parenting classes while the kids are out on learning drill and discipline. And it's incredible the feedback we're getting from these kids. They want the discipline, and they really are responding to it. The second thing is on July 12th from 6 to 11, the Mid-Valley Community Police Council, which is our booster group that helps us to get a lot of the things that we need in Van Nuys that we can't get through the budget process. They're having a casino night. It's going to be in the bank building that's just west of Van Nuys Boulevard on Victory on the north side of the street. But if you can go online to the Mid-Valley Community Police Council's website, you can get the information about it. It's a great fundraising activity. It's one of two that they do each year, and they've just have done amazing support things. If any of you have contributed to any of their events, we truly appreciate it. They buy us things that help us to do our job better. Tactical flashlights for the shotguns that the officers use. These fold-out notebooks that allow us to put together our incident management system quickly. The list just goes on and on. And so I'd ask if you can have a good time, a fun night, and support that activity. And the last thing is about 2 weeks ago we had an incident just across the street here where we shut down Riverside Drive in Hazeltine. You may have seen it on the news. I just wanted to let everybody know what it was if you hadn't heard. We had a suspicious package over here behind the WAMU Bank. It was left by their back door. It was a suitcase. It had this note written on it that said something to the effect of, "I'm just leaving this here for the day, I'll pick it up tomorrow." Okay? Now, going along with this, Justin Bergman had stopped a guy on a bicycle just across the street about 2 hours before that suitcase was observed and had written him a ticket. That person came to the station, made a complaint, and after he was done making a complaint, made a statement to the effect that I'm going to get even with him. And so then this suitcase shows up right where the ticket was written. That caused us a lot of concern. Ultimately, that individual wasn't involved with the suitcase, but we didn't know it at the time. So we shut it down. We treated it as a suspicious package, a possible explosive device. It took about almost 3 hours for us to get the thing resolved. It involved us bringing in the bomb squad, then using their robot to go out, manipulate the suitcase. We have a water cannon that we can use to disrupt things, see if we can get them to explode if they're an explosive. They used that. They weren't able to satisfactorily satisfy themselves that they could safely approach it, so they actually put a small explosive package on it and blew it up. It ended up being an empty suitcase. But I wanted to share that with you because I know it caused some inconvenience for a number of people, and we're doing it because we want to protect the safety of the neighborhood. And we had to evacuate the apartment houses across the street and move a lot of people to do this. But everybody left safe, and that was our ultimate goal. Thank you all.